HBCU Game Day, and this is Vaughn Wilson here coming to you live from Tallahassee. Now, in Florida, as many of you have seen, there's quite a lot going on. Our governor, Ron DeSantis, has taken an all-out assault on diversity and inclusion, and several of his bills since being reelected have looked to detrimentally affect eventually Florida A&M University, but blacks in general in the state. One of the first things he did was brought in a Surgeon General who is a COVID denier. And when he brought in that COVID denier, that Surgeon General made some declarations, and it began to penalize schools and school boards for requiring masking. And that was back in 2021, which became obviously problematic. Here in Leon County, he withheld the salaries of some of the entire school board because they were requiring masking. And if you can recall, in 2021, we were still not very sure of the ramifications of COVID, but yet they had to suffer the loss of their salaries because they wanted kids to continue to mask. The next step is what he calls the Stop Woke bill. And that bill basically is just what it sounds like. You know, as a black race, we use woke as to be aware of what's going around. But he turned that around for his fan base, which he was an ally of Donald Trump for most of Trump's presidency. But now apparently he's seeking the presidency himself, which is what people say is the root of some of these things that he's done, and they're very hurtful. They've pulled several books from the libraries. Hank Aaron's book is pulled. Several books, just general books, have been pulled. This governor does not want, for example, descendants of slave owners to feel guilty about what their ancestors did. So, in total disrespect to those of us who were enslaved or our relatives were enslaved, he doesn't want that talked about. He does not want this generation to feel guilty. So these ramifications are widespread. And it's no secret that Ron DeSantis, the governor, who's a former military JAG, so one of the problems with this is he's a very, very brilliant guy. In Florida, the House of Representatives is Republican, the Senate is Republican, and they have just excelled their agenda tremendously. The problem with the Stop Woke bill, which a second federal court has struck down, but since he appointed the Secretary of Education, there is no doubt that they will continue to enact these things on the schools. It harbors very possible, very bad ramifications for FAMU. FAMU is a school that was built as a land grant institution, like many HBCUs, because whites did not want blacks going to school with them. So they're like, here's some land and you do your own thing with a college. But part of the gains of these schools were inclusion and equity grants and those types of things. If this governor is successful in striking all of those out, we don't know what that fate holds for Florida A&M. So, and more importantly, if this process goes through in Florida and this man is elected president of the United States, then all HBCUs in the country could fall prey to this kind of politics. So I'd like to thank the founder of HBCU Game Day, Stephen J. Gaither, said, Vaughn, we owe it to our fan base to explain what is going on. This is the short version, but if you look up Governor Ron DeSantis, the Stop Woke bill, and then another bill, HB 999, would eliminate Greek organizations on college campuses. The stuff that he's doing seems unfathomable, but when you have extremist politics happening, which our country, it didn't start with Governor Ron DeSantis, let's be clear. It didn't start with him, but he is expounding on it to a level that is very, very threatening to not only FAMU, but HBCUs in general if he's elected president. All right. So for HBCU Game Day, that's my take. And y'all take care. Peace.